The 2014 revolution in Ukraine was not only a political upheaval, but also a cultural one. It sparked a wave of musical creativity and diversity across genres, as artists expressed their identity, emotions, and aspirations through their songs. In this section, we will explore some of the examples of this musical phenomenon, and how they reflect the spirit of the Ukrainian people. One of the most prominent musical movements that emerged after the revolution was hip-hop. Hip-hop has a long history in Ukraine, dating back to the 1990s, when it was influenced by American rap and Russian pop. But after 2014, hip-hop became more authentic, original, and socially conscious, as rappers addressed the issues of corruption, war, patriotism, and identity in their lyrics. One of the most successful and influential hip-hop artists in Ukraine is Aliona, a former kindergarten teacher who rose to fame with her viral hit, Rybki, Fish, in 2018. Aliona raps in Ukrainian, using slang and dialects from her native region of Vinnytsia. She also challenges the stereotypes of female rappers, as she proudly embraces her plus-size body and unconventional style. Her music is a celebration of diversity, empowerment, and self-expression. Another genre that flourished after the revolution was electrofolk. Electrofolk is a fusion of traditional Ukrainian folk music and modern electronic beats and sounds. It creates a unique and captivating sonic landscape that blends the past and the present, the rural and the urban, the organic and the synthetic. One of the pioneers and leaders of this genre is Annika, a band founded by Natalia Zischenko and Yevgeny Filatov in 2013. Annika means granddaughter in Ukrainian, and it is a tribute to Zischenko's grandfather, who was a famous folk instrument maker. Annika uses various folk instruments, such as bandura, sopilka and trembita, along with synthesizers, drums, and vocals, to create an atmospheric and dynamic sound that evokes the beauty and complexity of Ukraine. Annika's music has been featured in several international events, such as the Eurovision Song Contest 2017 and the Winter Olympics 2018. A third genre that gained popularity after the revolution was indie rock. Indie rock is a broad term that encompasses various styles of rock music that are independent from mainstream labels and trends. Indie rock bands often experiment with different sounds, influences and themes, creating original and diverse music that appeals to different audiences. One of the most notable indie rock bands in Ukraine is Postman, a trio formed in 2015 by Anton Kuznetsov, Andriy Kovalenko and Dmytro Kuznetsov. Postman's music is influenced by British rock bands such as Radiohead, Coldplay and Muse, but also by Ukrainian folk music and poetry. Postman's songs are melodic, emotional and poetic, often dealing with topics such as love, loneliness, dreams and hope. A fourth genre that emerged after the revolution was R&B. R&B stands for rhythm and blues, and it is a genre of music that originated in African American communities in the 1940s. R&B combines elements of soul, funk, jazz and pop music, creating a smooth and groovy sound that is suitable for dancing and relaxing. R&B is not very common in Ukraine, but one of the artists who is making waves in this genre is F.O. Show, formerly known as the Arist, a band formed in 2014 by Maria Sorokina, vocals, Daniel Aline, guitar, Alexei Zavgorodny, bass, and Igor Lutsenko, drums. F.O. Show's music is influenced by American R&B artists such as Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, and Lauryn Hill, but also by Ukrainian folk music and jazz. F.O. Show's songs are catchy, soulful and sensual, often exploring themes such as relationships, sexuality, and empowerment. These are just some of the examples of how the 2014 revolution in Ukraine inspired a wave of musical creativity and diversity across genres. These artists represent the new generation of Ukrainian musicians who are not afraid to experiment with different sounds, languages, and messages. They are also ambassadors of Ukrainian culture to the world, showing that Ukraine is not only a country of war and conflict, but also a country of art and beauty. The Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022 threatened the lives and livelihoods of many musicians and music fans, forcing some to flee their homes or cancel their shows. Here are some examples of how the war affected the Ukrainian music scene and its artists. Cat is a heavy rock trio from Kharkiv, a city near the Russian border that was heavily bombed by Russian forces. The band's guitarist, Kirill Briner, had to leave his instruments and equipment behind and drive west with his wife to escape the violence. He said he hoped to play music again someday, but he couldn't make any plans for the future. Konnikov is a DJ and techno label owner who produces liquid rave soundtracks. He said that before the war, Ukraine had a flourishing and diverse music scene that attracted international attention. He said that the revolution of 2014 had inspired many artists to create new sounds and express their solidarity. He said that the war had destroyed this beautiful time and made it hard for musicians to work and collaborate. Death Pill is a feminist punk trio that emerged from Ukraine's underground music scene. They recorded their self-titled debut album in 2021 and were ready to take on the world. But then the war broke out and separated them. The bassist, Natalia Saryakova, moved to Australia for work. The drummer, Anastasia Kamenko, took her son to Spain for safety, leaving her husband and parents behind. Her father was fighting for Ukraine. The singer and guitarist, Mariana Navratskaya, stayed in Kiev and faced air raids and shelters. These are just some of the stories of how the Russian invasion of Ukraine devastated the country's music scene and its artists. Many more musicians had to deal with fear, loss, trauma, and uncertainty. Some had to give up their dreams or adapt to new realities. Some used their music as a way to cope or resist. Some hoped for peace and justice. Some never gave up.